Hi everyone, good afternoon. This is Business Teach. You have 50 million naira and you have to invest that 50 million naira in real estate property. Would you use that 15 million to build a house, or would you use it to buy and either flip or bank lands? Which one of these two will be more profitable? Well, the answer, if you choose 100 Nigerians at random, at least 80% of them, which is 80 of them, would say they will go build a house. Nigerians like building houses. It's just this emotional thing with, I want to be a landlord, or ladies, I want to be a landlady, But what we're talking about here is profit. Which one is more profitable? I post this on the social media platform, and a lot of persons are against the idea of, okay, fine. When I do my analysis, you will drop your own supporting analysis or point or counterpoint in the comment section. Now let's start with the first one. Building a house with 50 million. Now, I have not taken time to do the calculations, but estimatedly, if you build a house with 50 million, it may give you like 10 self-contained apartments. The area where I stay now, it majorly self-contained apartments. We also have flats, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom flats, but mostly self-contained apartment because it's located close to a federal university. I know students like going for self-con. So a 50 million house can give you 10 self-contained apartments. And currently, the price of a self-contained apartment is between 200,000 and 300,000. Now, let me overestimate. Let me say it's 300,000 naira per a self-con apartment. Now, for a 10 self-con apartment building built with 50 million naira. Now, you're done with the building of the 50 million naira building, and 300,000 naira per apartment means you are making 3 million naira every year from that building. That is assuming that building is always full every year, because there are chances that sometimes it may be like 8 tenants or 9 tenants or 7 tenants. But let's assume the building is always full every year. So you get 3 million naira every year, which means it will take you 16 years to get 48 million naira from that building. 17 years is 51 million. It will take you approximately 17 years for you to get a little above that 51 million. Simply put, it will take you 17 years to get back your capital. That is assuming that building is always full every year. Remember, there's depreciation, there's house maintenance and everything. So if you look at it, it may actually take about close to 20 years before you get that 50 million naira that you put in that building as your capital. You've not even made profit though. Good. Now, for those, because I also like houses too. Who doesn't want to be a landlord? Who doesn't like being a landlord? But we're talking about profit analysis, real estate profit analysis. Now we're done with the first one. We'll go to the second one. I look at the city, like I'm in the city of Port Harcourt right now. There are things going up here and there, projects going up here and there, and I take my time to study the city. I go to different places, I do my due diligence, and then based on certain factors, I'm able to identify areas that have high potential of development or developing very fast within a short period of time, say within 2 to 5 years. And I split that 50 million in 50 different ways and put that 50 million in 50 plots of land. 50 million in 50 plots of land distributed in different locations where I will expect them, or I expect them to increase in value because of certain factors that I've identified. I could maybe explain that in another video. Things to note before you buy a landed property in an area. And then within 2 years, there is a very high chance that 1 million naira plot of land will increase to about 2 million naira within 2-3 years. Okay, fine. Let me overestimate or underestimate depending on how you see it. Let me say not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years, 5 years time, this land will appreciate to 2 million. That means 100% increase. All the 50 plots of land, each of them at 1 million naira when I bought them, they are now valued at an average of 2 million naira per plot after 5 years. Are you doing the math with me right now? It simply means that the 50 million naira I invested have increased to 100 million naira in 5 years. Remember, it took us 20 years before we could get back the capital we put in building that house of 10 self-contained. But in 5 years, we are very much likely to get 100 million naira. The 50 million naira we put in double to 100 million naira. That's in 5 years. Now, let's say, I really want to build this house. I really want to build this house. Yeah, I've made 100 million. I want to build this house. Okay, fine. We'll say, Mr. A, be patient. Let's give this land 50 plots another 5 years. So 5 plus 5 making 10 years. In another 5 years time, this plot of land have appreciated from 2 million to 3 million. Remember, I am underestimating because in many cases, lands at strategic locations could actually blow far beyond that amount. Now, the land is 3 million naira after 10 years per plot. 3 times 50 is 150 million. Now, this 50 plots of land in 10 years is now valued at 150 million naira. Assuming I decide, or you decide, to sell 20, or let's say 18 plots out of these 50 plots at 3 million naira per plot, you get 54 million naira. You have 32 plots left and you decide to build your self-con. You build that self-con, the self-con is ready and it's giving you cash flow of 3 million every year, and you have extra 32 plots of land. Okay, let's say inside that 32 plots, you took 2 plots actually to build that self-con, so you have 30 plots left. And that 30 plots is now valued at 90 million naira. You can decide to pull out 50 million from that 90 plots by selling another 18 plots or 17 plots, leaving you with about what? 13 plots, and you build another house, and that house is still giving you 3 million naira plus the initial house 6 million naira every year, and you have 13 plots left, which you can live for another 5 years, and it probably has appreciated to about 4 million naira, and that 4 million times 13 plots gives you 52 million. You can decide to let it appreciate further because you now have 2 other houses that are giving you an approximately 6 million naira every year. You have cash flow from your buildings, you have your properties appreciating, and these 13 plots now are about 52 million. You can decide to flip. You come up now, remember we have 13 plots. You can come and say, okay, I want to sell 3 plots at 4 million naira per plot. 4 times 3 is 12 million. You take out 5 million, keep it in your banking account, and then decide to use 7 million to go buy another 7 plots in 7 different locations. Now you have how much? You have 7 plus 10, which is 17 plots. You have 5 million naira in your account. You have 2 buildings that are giving you about 6 million naira every month, and the number of plots you have is increasing. So once you have a capital to invest in real estate, and you know you probably do not have so much money elsewhere, you have carved this out for real estate, don't go by building a house first. Buy lands at strategic locations, give them 5 to 7 years, they appreciate, you sell part of it, you build that building, the building is giving you cash flow, the other lands you flip or you bank. That is how to go about real estate. Don't go for real estate first, except you have excess streams of income, excess cash flow stored somewhere in the account. You have other streams, then you can use the excess cash to start building estates. But even when you are building houses, also flip and bank lands. I believe this explanation is very clear to us. Please, if you still disagree with this point, if you see some things you think maybe I didn't add, feel free to drop them in the comment section. No man is an island of knowledge. Thank you and God bless.